It registers as solid, Captain. It registers as solid, Captain.
So be it, fool. Most unusual.
It registers as solid, Captain.
Most unusual.
It registers as solid, Captain.
That is
Most unusual.
Energize. Energize.
Energize.
Energize.
Look at that thumbnail of Riker for Arsenal of Freedom. Just look at him.
He just looks tired.
Fuck, I forgot to do
Annoyed.
I forgot to figure out what does Al remember. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Trek in the Valley, where I, Adam Ordall Quinnell, am my co-host.
Hey, everybody. It's Al Hirt. What's up?
Mr. Al Hirt and I, we get together and we talk about an episode, and this is every week. We talk about an episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation. This isn't what does Al remember, but what episode did we talk about last week?
We talked about... Oh, shoot. I don't even remember the title, but I can remember the plot. It was... Oh, shoot. No, I keep thinking about this week's. It's a group of people that they're trying to help out.
It's a group...
God.
Group of people that they're trying to help out.
Was alien race, and then like
alien race,
they
you
get
getting there?
into some conflicts. God, I don't remember.
Huh.
Last week.
So it was called.
Okay, yeah.
It
We'll
was
start with the
called.
title.
Like we don't usually start.
Coming of Age.
No, it's Heart of Glory.
Heart of Glory.
The Klingons. Last week we talked about the Klingons.
Oh my God! How did I forget about that?
I don't know, drugs probably. Yeah, so welcome.
Lots of it.
Welcome. We talk about Star Trek: The Next Generation. We're coming up towards the end of season 1.
Yes.
Already, isn't it crazy that season 1 of Star Trek: The Next Generation is like 27 fucking episodes, or like 26, 27 episodes with that 2-parter to open.
Farpoint.
And this is where the conspiracy is a really good one. That's like one where those bug guys come back. Yeah, they're figuring it out. They're hitting their first season syndication stride.
Yeah, some of it still feels pretty aged for like the 80s, late 80s, you know? It still feels like it's 60s or weird vibes.
Feels like it's older because...
Just of how silly the script is, you know, stuff like that. Silly plots.
Yeah, definitely.
There were some cool ones, though.
Riker's got a jazz club.
Yeah.
Riker is a jazz
Computer
bow.
generate jazz.
Yeah. So what else is going on? How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Just hanging out more in San Diego, checking out the heat down there.
The heat.
No,
like
just
hotter?
enjoying the warmth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go out to like nightclubs and stuff when you're in San Diego?
No, not really. Not anymore. Just visiting. I'm like, you know, things are getting more serious with my girl and all that. So life stuff.
Yeah, well, that's cool. Yeah.
Exciting.
I've never been to San Diego.
It's cool. Well, pretty flat. I don't know. It's like there's not a lot of lights there at night. So I kind of call it like Gotham because it's so fucking dark at night.
Ah, that's funny.
Well, it's, you know, you're trying to get off on the highway and there's not even lights for the exit signs. So you're just guessing, you know, here and there. And thank God we have fucking maps on our phones.
Yeah.
And then the sun comes up and it's a completely different place. So
phone maps get you where they don't have lights on the signs for sure. Yeah. I've always wanted to go to San Diego Comic-Con, but I've never had like $3,000 to spend on shit. Like, because if I ever went to if I went to Comic-Con, it would be there. Well, if I went to Comic-Con, it would be specifically to get like Japanese vinyl and shit. Like, because like all these people that are on the desk here, all of these artists have like big presences at San Diego where they do like exclusive and like hand painted runs of shit. Yeah. I used to go to when I had a job where I made a little bit more money before I bet it all on entertainment, not this other stuff. I would go to Designer Con in Pasadena.
Yeah.
And so that's where I got a lot of the stuff that's in the studio.
Cool.
And then, but yeah, so cool.
Exclusive vinyls.
Yeah, little Japanese monsters, hand-painted Japanese monsters, that kind of thing.
That's cool.
Yeah. So that's about it. I really wanted to say that there's more to catch up on, but I am still just recovering and working and And yeah, that's about it. I really want to get into this episode of Star Trek The Next Generation, but we always have to start every episode with our first official segment. What does Al remember? Al, what do you remember?
Yes.
About Star Trek, the original series, Season 2, Episode 1, Amok Time.
Amok Time. Is this the one where it's Spock and his Ponfar?
It is indeed.
Yeah.
It's Spock and his Ponfar. Good
It's
job.
like a puberty thing, or not puberty thing, but it's like he's like, Captain,
He's in
I
heat.
get really horny.
They get in heat.
And then he threatens to fight somebody on the planet. And don't we get like a cool, like, far shot of like, quote unquote, what the arena is?
Yes. There's lots of great shots
and
of
it's
Vulcan.
like, that has to be remastered. Yeah,
Yes.
it looked way too good.
There are great like matte paintings.
Yes.
Oh, that's better. My mic is crazy.
Vulcan.
There's been great matte paintings of Vulcan and the big
Gotcha.
giant statues. But yeah, so then what happens? Like Spock's got to go to Vulcan. Why?
No,
what
but,
are they doing on Vulcan?
He has to, I don't know, I guess, quote unquote, release his Ponfar, do his thing.
He's got to marry his. He's got to
that's
Paul,
right. He's gotta,
or not
he's
to Paul,
gotta
to
marry
Pring.
To Pring.
To
Yes.
Pring.
And of course, that doesn't work out. I just thought it was the funniest gimmick, though, that I guess basically Bones gives Kirk a Phoenix down. You know, like a Final Fantasy reference there.
Yeah, like a Romeo and Juliet potion kind of thing.
Sort of. Yeah, it's like it makes him pass out, but then Spock was like, "Oh no, I killed Kirk."
Oh,
I think that was like the completion of that event, though, or that Ponfar. Like he needed to think that Kirk was dead.
Well, yeah, and then
they basically trick him.
And because remember, then after that, T'Pring decided to be with her buddy anyway, and not
exactly.
Spock. So it was all just this big thing for T'Pring to get out of the shit.
Exactly. Yeah, and Kirk asked for her hand, right? And that's why they went into
combat.
He
had to fight to the death. He accepts after Oh no,
he's like, technically I died.
Basically, a champion of her choice will fight Spock for her, and she chooses Kirk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then he accepts, and then the first two dueling weapons are handed out. Remember, they got the big the ball with the axe on the one end.
Yeah.
And T'Pring is his fiance, and T'Pau, the epic top official for Spock's family and powerful Vulcan dignitaries. But,
this was like one of the first times we kind of peek in the Vulcan race and like Spock's past and stuff, right?
Much like what we got of Worf in last week's episode.
Yeah, that's true.
It's almost as though I picked this one on purpose because it's an alien cultural exploration, just like the episode we talked about last week. And that's the end of the segment. What does Al remember?
I will say though, I do wish that they what was it? I wish they did a live action of the animated the episode of where Spock goes to the past and shit.
Yeah,
that
dog.
would've been nuts.
I think that I can't remember.
That would've been too much.
There's bits about that in
I just vividly remember
Strange New Worlds.
Yeah, I bet
they referenced that thing
cool.
happening to Spock. But yeah, so that was good job. You remembered that's a classic episode. You did a good job remembering that one. That was real good.
There was no B plot. It was just about Spock's Ponfar. There wasn't anything else they had to be worried about because Kirk's life was in danger. So the whole debate was like, are we going to fight? Are we not?
Well, and you remember when T'Pol from Enterprise was in the heat in Ponfar.
That's right.
And she was all hot for, was it Trip? Or was it the captain?
I think it was the captain.
That's gross. It was always gross whenever people would be attracted to Captain Archer instead of Trip or even the British security guy. It always begged believability to me. But yeah, so this week.
Oh, yes, this week.
In current times /1988, we're going to be talking about the Arsenal of Freedom. And this is episode 140 of Trek in the Valley. That's pretty good.
Nice.
140. That's twice as many as 70. And we did What Does Al Remember? Hold on, let me put that in. I'm tracking them all so I don't double them up. And then this is season 1, episode 21 of Star Trek: The Next Generation. It was written by 93 people.
Yeah.
It's the most writers of anything we have. Written by Richard Manning, teleplay by Hans Beimler, teleplay and story by Robert Lewin. And then a bunch of other people are credited as well. But there's like multiple story editors, and of course Mel Torme's daughter is in there mixing things up. And so Tracy Torme is a lady, right? Or was it a guy named Tracy? Oh. Anyway, it was directed by Les Landau, who I looked, and he is not Martin Landau's relative of Martin Landau in any way, like I thought maybe he was. And this episode aired 9 days before 420 in April 11th, 1988. And the synopsis from Paramount Plus is: Picard and the away team fight for their lives on a planet run by a computerized weapon system.
Okay.
Spoiler alert. And there you go.
That's
that's
the episode.
Let's get her rocking. So this is another episode that starts with a green planet. Mm-hmm. And I'm starting to, I don't think they reused the same green planet. But as I recall, we get a good shot of the Enterprise peeling up, and then it does cut to, there you go, look at that green planet, good old green marble. And it looks like all the planets always remind me of like a bowling ball, like when you go to the bowling alley and you see the fancy custom balls,
crazy designs with the wisps.
And so they found out recently that all life on this planet Minos had disappeared.
And they're like,
interesting. We thought that there was intelligent life there, and so so they sent a ship called the Drake, and then the Drake disappeared. You know how that is.
Yeah.
If I was on the Enterprise, I'd be like, oh, I'm glad to be on the second ship. Usually the Enterprise is the one that's like, oh, a ship disappeared, we're gonna go look. They're not like I guess they do disappear sometimes, pretty often actually. So Data gives a rundown of this planet, and Minos was a weapons manufacturing planet during what they call the Ursulurpian Wars.
Yeah,
the citizens of Minos gained fame during the Esselrope Wars as arms merchants, and they made weapons for both sides.
Yeah, Geordi explicitly points out.
Yeah, Geordi's like, which side did they make weapons for? And Data goes, both. Aha. And he's like, Geordi's like, of course, fucking capitalist weapons manufacturers.
Yeah, it's just a little more awkward though, because Geordi was just like, both sides, like of course.
They're looking for they're like, you
just
idiot,
so
you fucking idiot, you don't know that weapons manufacturers are evil in 2020 30 whatever fucking year it is. Anyway, Riker knows Captain Rice of the Drake, and he says Rice is good. And when he was in the academy, he said they had 3 options for this test. And he said, I don't like those options. I made my own option. And then he got the best score in the class. And now the test has 4 options instead of 3 options. And he sounds like a real asshole.
Yeah, that doesn't
sounds like
sound
a real
as
piece of
impressive.
shit. Like they were just like, this guy is so annoying. We need to get him the fuck out of here.
He changed the questions on a test.
He said Rice is arrogant to a fault, but he's a good captain.
He's like, it's because he's always right. That's why he's so arrogant.
Yeah. Deanna Troy's like
help.
Deanna Troy's like, a guy like that would could react violently in of stressful situation, right? There's no sentient life forms on Minos.
They're just theorizing what possibly could have happened, and suddenly Data goes, Captain, they're being
hailed by the planet.
Hailed. Yeah, and Picard's like, how are we getting hailed if nobody's on the planet?
What the hell?
And so then all of a sudden, some person comes on screen.
And this person is played by a character actor that was in absolutely everything from 1970 something to the late 90s. I'm just trying to see what I recognize him from the most. Oh, wow. Death to Smoochie. Oh, it's going to be hard to find everything. Man on the Moon, Dharma and Greg. Yeah, he was on pretty much every... I didn't realize he did so much voice acting. Anyway, this guy, he was in the James Bond movie Tomorrow Never Dies. That's what I was thinking of him from. So he is Vincent Schiavelli, classic character actor. He left this mortal coil 20 years ago in 2005.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, R.I.P. to the peddler. To the peddler. So basically, this peddler guy that shows up on the screen, he is a weapons dealer. And it's funny because their language database is scanned before the peddler comes on. So it's set to go off whenever a ship gets close. It figures out their language, and then it's like figures out how to sell them weapons.
Yeah, it's like an ad.
In their language. And you're like, come on down, check the shit out, right? And Riker's like, okay, well, I'll put together a large away team, and what's her ass? What's her name?
Oh, shoot.
Yar. Security. Tasha Yar is like,
she's the only one with the brain.
She's like, we need a small group, and he's like, oh, I would have thought the opposite. Riker says, and she goes, well, no, we got to make sure it's safe before we bring more people down there.
Yeah, she's like, look, whatever killed, the people on this planet could still be down there,
Yeah, and spoilies alert, it is.
Yeah, it's just kind of leading up to this. I don't know, this constant state of panic too. And it's cool how they like constantly how Data kind of breaks this whole mission,
They should just have one of the planets be a fucking cube. Like, we see the same round planet every time. I haven't looked into science at all, but there's probably a reason there's not a lot of... There is the Borg ship. But yeah, look at that. All the planets look like that. They're just different colors, And they beam down to to Minos to check stuff out. Al, take it away. I've been gabbing this whole time.
Yeah. There's just a bunch of smoke. I don't know what's really nice about this episode is that it's like peeling off the reveal layer by layer. They first finally land the away team, and they're looking around. It's Riker, Data, and Yar. And so
Riker.
They're just in constant communication.
So hold on, I have to say that that they blipped Riker's communicator, and he responded by hitting it and going Riker, which is like his catchphrase. It's very funny. It's like what he says when he's throwing his leg over a chair. And
he's just so cocky and arrogant. But anyways, Data's asking like,
look at
there's no intelligent life.
Look at that HD remastered Data, dude. He is like fucking great. Jumping off the screen, little green eye baby boy. Just so well contrasted from the background.
They're all just like so curious about what's going on. So then Picard's like, well, go look around.
Yeah, it's like a jungle planet where there's no life forms, but what was communicating with them, etc. And then they find weapons covered in moss.
Yeah, and a bunch of brush.
It's like a bunch of weapons. One of them's like a big weapon that looks like a transistor or a diode, but it's huge. Like it's like a death ray. It's like
a death ray. Yeah, it does look like a death ray.
It's like an old-timey science fiction death ray.
Yeah, it's like what you would think.
And this is when I think we've already met Ensign Sue, played by Julia Nixon. She is a newer cast member, I believe, but she gets a lot of screen time in this episode.
Yeah, she's by the helm.
And so does Lieutenant Solis. And she's the navigator and he's the pilot.
Yes.
And they have a little storyline with Geordi later that's very good.
Oh, right. And then this is when it gets really weird.
Riker's on the planet?
Yeah.
Lay it on me, bud. What happens?
He runs right into the person that he was just talking about who runs over her, or who runs the Drake.
Captain Rice.
Captain Rice. So all this interaction between Rice and Riker's great because at first, I don't know, it's like they're kind of basically... it's Riker trying to ask him simple questions that are really basic, but you can totally tell that Rice isn't who he says he is.
He's asking him questions,
asking him questions, totally ignoring his questions, but asking him like really personal stuff, like where'd you come from, how many people are with you.
He asked Riker what's the name of his ship, and Riker says the Lollipop.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's like, what? How many? Data. What's the complement of the Lollipop?
Yeah, right. And immediately, it's a very clever exchange, kind of like what is it called? A little bit of a Twilight Zone effect too, but it looks like Riker immediately looks through Rice's guys.
Yeah, and also something I have to mention: Riker puts his leg up on he's always finding somewhere to put his leg up and put his hand on his knee. It's a total power move. He's like just like revealing himself. It's like manspreading, kind of like it's trying to intimidate his person he's talking to. One thing that we forgot to mention during the opening scene, when they're on the bridge of the Enterprise, somebody says, or Geordi's, somebody says, "Hey, Riker, weren't you offered the Drake?" And he goes, "Yes." And Tasha Yar is like, "You turned down a captaincy for the Enterprise?" And he's like, "Yeah, I figured a tour on the Enterprise would do me good." And he looked at Picard all coy, and it's just like, are they fucking? And that's why Picard, he wanted to be on the ship. Like, what the?
Everybody's uncomfortable.
I love how much Riker fucking loves Picard, and Picard is just on. Like, I feel like Picard is very uncomfortable.
And it's just
secretly,
like this,
it's great. I love it.
Yeah, and it's like this crazy drop of lore, right at the very beginning, just randomly.
Like Riker's like, yeah, I could have been a captain somewhere, but I chose to be the number 1 and number 2 on the Enterprise. It kind of comes
back to the way he just outwits the other guy pretty easily,
They ask, Rice goes, "Riker, you haven't answered my question. Who sent you here to find me?" And he goes, "Your mother. She's worried about you."
And he's just like making shit up as he goes.
It's the lollipop. What's the armament on the lollipop?
Yeah. As soon as asks him the Drake, then it's like, he reveals his hand. He's like,
this Rice guy's got no fucking idea what's going on. And they're about to, they start yelling at him, and then whoops, a flying robot that looks like a wasp kind of appears.
Yeah, it kind of anamorphs into that though, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, let's see.
I think it like they start screaming at it, and it just switches back into this. It like a projection. The projection goes away, and then it shows this flying robot looks like kind of like a wasp, or like in the Mega Man game, the flying robots that shoot, like they look like. Or like in a game when a bee, the hornet, but it's pointing its stinger at you. Yeah,
and that's exactly what it looks like. I bet that's on the design book for this episode. Yar blasts the shit, but not before it wraps Riker in a stasis field, like a rainbow, a very proud stasis field. It's very rainbow coated, and he is
Riker's totally still.
What is up with this close-up on Picard? 11 minutes and 30 seconds in, it's like a weird, like the cinematographer's like, oh, we're going to make people fucking uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Riker's still alive, but he's in stasis. He can't move. He's frozen in place. Data doesn't know what the fuck's going on. And that's fucked up. He knows a lot of shit, man. Like, so Riker's
Picard's
been
like,
enveloped.
He's just like, what the hell is his shield? And Data's like, I have no idea. Unknown if you will live.
Right,
but
and
he
then
just seems to be in some kind of stasis.
Picard is like, theorize, Data. What would such a purpose of an encasement be? And Data's like, well, probably to hold him in storage until other robot bugs can come and grab him.
Yeah, he's like, maybe they're holding it for observation, or maybe they're holding him for something else. And Picard's like, all right, enough of this. I'm going to go down with Miss Crusher. We're going to get you guys both out and try to get you some medical support.
Picard's professional and platonic love, Riker, is in trouble. So Picard takes, against the Counselor Troy's orders, Picard and Crusher.
That's right.
She says under protest, and he goes, noted. And they go down, and Data's basically saying, look, this is an intelligence gathering device from the Ursalope Wars, probably developed here. And it's like it projects an image of someone that we trust, and then it gets you to tell him stuff about your ship. Tricky. And then,
so
you
they
know,
basically have described like what we just saw, that
Yeah.
they tricked the subject and then they enclose him in this trap.
it's for
And
further
basically-
interrogation later.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it goes back to the whole like shield breaking stuff where it with the classic Trek where it's like I need to know the exact frequency of the light vibration so I can go through the frequency or I can match it.
Yep. So
And as soon
Data,
as he matches it,
Data's got to go
he's
through
trying to
all
get
the
through it.
frequencies to find the frequency that will bust up that holographic stasis
Yeah.
field. Yeah. And then Picard reaches out to LaForge, and LaForge is right. Sensors indicate readings are in your area. And he goes, yeah, shit's all fucked up. There's probably some energy readings around. And then, oh no, there's another bee thing. And it starts shooting at them, right?
yes, and Picard and Crusher run
They
immediately
they
to the
run away.
left.
Oh, that's a great shot of that bee thing at ground level flying and shooting. It's totally like MST3K shit. I love it.
And what's funny about this planet too is like we
Whoa!
get that classic Trek studio look where it's like all this brush, that
Yes!
was clearly
Oh my God.
planted, and then the bright blue background.
I just
It's
love-
like kids that give fuck all about the sky.
That's the one. That's one
what
of the
makes me
things.
crack up. Though.
That's one of the things that I love about living here is I've like driven by the building where they shot this like 100 times, and so Picard and Crusher fall into a hole.
Yeah, and then this set actually looks way better.
Yeah, and then there's another great set. Like,
Yeah.
the set on the surface looks great. It's just it is a blue screen background for the sky.
For sure.
It's not. They didn't do clouds or nothing. But so Picard is relatively uninjured, and Crusher's arm is fucked up. And also we
She's
find out
losing blood.
she's got a secret foot injury that we find out about later. The alien or the robot is anticipating their movements and how they're going to shoot at it. So they have to like team up, and she shoots it to trick it to go away, and then Data hits it.
Yeah.
And,
And then they both end up hitting it together.
And then it explodes.
Yes. And then right away, Yar's like, all right, thank God. That fucking sucked.
But-
and then she goes, Captain, and she tries tapping her chest. Their communicators are all out.
Communicators are out, and we've got the implication that those robots are getting stronger because now
Yeah,
it took
because
two
now
phasers to kill it instead of one, and it was
it's smarter.
zipping around
Yeah,
up there.
exactly.
Yeah. And so we get Picard. There's a lot of good Picard and Crusher moments. So here's how here's how the episode's going to shake out for the rest of it.
Yeah.
We've got Picard and Crusher in a hole. Picard is not injured, and he's trying to keep Crusher awake and present so she doesn't go into shock or whatever, and or go into a coma or whatever the fuck, and die essentially. And he's gonna find a way out of this hole, which shouldn't be as difficult as they're making it out to be. There's like lots of there's lots of like branches and stuff that
There's
they
like tree roots literally coming from
Right.
the
It's like,
inside,
come on
or
now.
inside of the hole. That
come
you can
on
just
now.
pull on,
But
know?
apparently it's like 10 meters down, about 30 feet. We find out later.
Yes.
And then Riker and Data and Yar are on the surface doing shit, fighting with the bugs, the robo bugs. And then on the ship, oh boy, shit is about to get fucking crazy, dude, because we need a captain up there, right?
Yeah,
and so
while they all left, they left Geordi, or Picard left Geordi to the bridge.
Yep. Picard put Geordi in charge, and he gave him the con, as they say. He's got command. And they're picking up an object off the port bow, and oh my god, it's firing, and it's clearly one of these bugs kind of thing, right?
Yeah, but I mean, at first
You never see it.
No, well, from their perspective too, they haven't heard anything about this other than it made a shield around someone, you know.
And then now they're just being shot at by a mystery
by something that
they can't see.
Yeah, that's something that doesn't exist.
It pops up on their sensors. They put the power to the shields. The object fires, and then it disappears again.
Yeah, and this is kind of like, it's interesting because we say that this episode, I don't know, it always seems like, villain of the week kind of stuff, but this is like the first time I actually feel like they're actually in danger. Like they're all kind of fucked in a different way.
Yeah, they spread it out.
Crusher's gonna bleed out.
Yeah, Crusher's gonna bleed out, and the
then
robots are gonna kill them.
Yeah, Yar and Data and Riker have to deal with the smarter robots, and then that extends to Geordi and the ship, right?
Getting attacked, and now Geordi's gonna take it on all fronts
they're all pretty
because
impossible situations.
and then so Geordi's getting attacked, or the Enterprise is getting attacked, right?
Yeah.
And then there's a voice communicating from the engineering. This is
on
chief
top of all that.
This is chief engineer Logan. And he's like,
Logan.
The shields aren't going to take much more of this. Geordi, are we going to LaForge? Are we going to break orbit? And and LaForge says no. And then Logan pops up and he says, so now Logan is saying he wants them to leave orbit.
Right.
But later he says we can't leave the captain. He's a little fucker, this Logan fellow. And so basically this Logan guy is a real twat. He's played by Vito Ruggins, Ruginis. And he is like, I outrank you. And Geordi's like, yeah, but Picard put me in charge. And he's like, yeah, but do you think Picard would have put you in charge if he knew that we were going to be attacked? And he's like, he didn't know any of this was going to happen.
Yeah, right. He's like, I'm honestly just trying my best. And this interaction is just so awkward because it's like, on one end, the chief engineer kind of has a point. It's like, hey, we can't just keep getting shot at without knowing what's going on.
Yeah, and
then Geordi's like, hey, but we got to hold out as long as we can for the captain and the away team.
And LaForge needs to drop the shields just long enough to sense where just long enough to beam the crew up, the away team up. And he's like, yeah, but if you follow this plan, you're going to end up getting the Enterprise fucking blown up. And then he says, and I believe you should relinquish command to me. And here's the thing.
He tries to pull like you lost your mind, man.
If I'm Geordi keeps his head, right?
He does.
If I was Geordi, I'd be like, this is mutiny.
Yeah.
You're going to the fucking brig, dude. Take this man to the brig. And he's like, if the Enterprise would he have left the bridge to you if he knew it was going to be under attack? And he's like, if he had, he wouldn't have left the fucking ship in the first place. I love that line from Geordi.
Yeah.
He's like, if he knew this was going to happen, he wouldn't have left the ship in the first place.
But it's his acknowledgement of the issue. And then it's, Geordi's like trying to figure out what to do next rather than just give up and leave. Right.
And so while this guy is following Geordi around,
it's
Geordi is like asking Worf to analyze the firing pattern, and he's going to put together a phaser spread.
We can guess where it's
cast
go
a
next.
wide net, try and hit it. And so they're trying to do that. And he's like, Geordi, he says, look, Mr. Logan, the best thing for this discussion is for this discussion to end and for you to go back to your fucking duties. I need you making all the energy I need for the shields. And that's where he throws it back at him because he goes, don't you think my expertise would be better served taking over the command? And he goes, I need your expertise in the fucking engine room doing engine room shit.
Exactly, because he's like, this is your job as chief engineer, and I need you to get me as much power as we possibly can to those shields and hold out.
And Yar's like watching it all, like, what's going on? You can tell she's empathing.
Oh, you mean Deanna Troi?
Deanna Troi. You can tell Troi is just empathing the fuck out of shit that whole time.
But it's awesome how it's like she could sense those tense emotions and stuff, but Geordi just keeps such a level head. Like, it's really... I don't know. I feel like it's a nice way to handle, people like that.
And
like, hey, it's your department. You need to do your job, and I need to do my absolute best.
So
like when I think shit hits the fan, I will let you know.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I like that it cuts immediately to. Oh, we forgot to mention that they got Riker out. Data found the right thing, and he got Riker out. Mm-hmm. And so now we cut to Riker, Data, and Tasha Yar working their way across this terrain, and there's a great stuntman shot of Data. They get shot at by one of the bees.
Oh, yeah.
Watch this. Look at that. That's not Brent Spiner. It's very funny.
No, I think it's Yar.
He throws
stunt,
Yar.
Right?
No. Look at Data's face. They're all stunt people in this shot.
At this point.
Like that is definitely a guy in a Data wig, and he throws Yar out of the way.
That's right. He has that weird jump. I was like, because it looks like Yar turns into a rag doll. I laughed so hard at that part.
Yup.
And you can definitely tell it's a stuntman because the hairline's like completely off.
It's a huge wig, like, huge Data wig.
Everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
Like Halloween costume,
Exactly. And now this this robot, this drone that they're fighting, it takes 3 things to kill it. 3 beams.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And at this point, though, thankfully, Data has, calculated some intervals. He's like, it should be 12 minutes until the next
12 minutes, we get one of these bugs.
And Yar's like, well, fuck, we better figure something out because they're already getting better.
I love how the story is moving from, like, the ship to the surface, and now it's
underground.
Crusher
Yeah.
and Picard underground. And Picard is like, you can't bleed out. That's in order. And then, whoops,
Yeah, he's
they
like, "You're not gonna
realize
fall
that
asleep."
they realize that she's also bleeding from her leg, which is under some sand. And Picard, the first thing you're supposed to do when you're doing triage is examine every limb for noticeable wounds or bleeding, and he just totally didn't do that.
And also, like, I remember even as an athletic trainer, you have to elevate the wound, you know, so that way, like, blood doesn't get there as often. You gotta,
absolutely.
like, you know, tie
slows,
it off.
Slows the bleeding.
Yeah.
He doesn't make like a tourniquet. And then
none of that.
Crusher tells him to.
Dude.
Crusher's like, get that root. Chomp on it. What's it taste like? And he's like, it tastes bitter. And she's like, rub it on your hand. Is there a reaction? Does
what
the color
color?
change? So basically, this is like kind of like herbalist shit. And he
it gets really bizarre, and she goes,
he mashes those herbs.
Crush that up and mash it up so I can chew on them.
Mash them herbs. No, he puts it right in the wound.
Oh, that's right. You
And
know what it reminds me of? I don't know why I always think of this. In Gladiator, you know, with Russell Crowe, the first one, when he's knocked out and he wakes up on that cart heading to Rome or whatever, the Colosseum, and that dude's putting sand in his wound.
Yeah.
Like sea salt sand, like thick as hell, just licking it and caking it in the wound, and he's like,
don't do that.
"You'll be good." I don't know. It just reminded me of this, and it was like funny how she assumed, "Oh shit, the color's green. Picard, you're gonna die. You just chewed that root, didn't you?" You know, it's like that's the wrong one.
So,
I was like, they got really lucky, of course.
So the writing in this is very clever because they have to like write Picard in like a compassionate, motivated way. So he's like, Beverly, I need your help. You know,
right.
your patient is bleeding severely from multiple wounds. What am I supposed to do? And then she's like, okay, well, the patient's going into shock, and I know that I'm the patient. And he's like, you got to elevate the legs, like you said.
Right. Try to
Keep her warm. And get the fucking Enterprise. We got a big old spaceship up there. Like, come on, man, get it down here. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, and I don't know. She suddenly gets cold once he puts her legs up, and so he just tries to have her stay awake by
talking to her,
hanging out. Yeah, just talking.
He's looking around, searching around. We get back to LaForge on the bridge.
Way to get out of that hole.
All the way back up to LaForge on the bridge. They're trying to shoot in the dark at this thing, and we've got Lieutenant Solis and Lieutenant Ensign Leanne Sue. Yeah, the new people.
Yes.
I don't really get it from Solis like I do from her. Like when Troy takes him aside and talks to him later, I was like, I honestly thought both of them were doing just fine.
Yeah, but
it kind of seemed out of touch.
Oh, for sure. But maybe it was like more of like a precautionary thing. But yeah, I guess you're right. The way she phrases it was that like Geordi's not being considerate, and it's like, if anything, Geordi's probably the nicest person on the ship.
But also that's what a ship's counselor is supposed to do. So it's like, you know, I could tell that there's writers that really care about the counselor role, and they're like, we gotta, how are we gonna really use the counselor? And she does a great job. She makes Geordi a more effective interim captain,
and she gets way crazier stories down the line. But I love how it's like her character and Data are basically like broken, you know? It's like they just kind of crushed the entire meta of what the old Star Trek was.
Yeah,
right?
they're super,
like
they're
half
OP.
Of the thing was them. Yeah, exactly. Half of the shit was them not being able to be fast enough or strong enough to do things, or like quick enough and smart enough. Data figures that out. But then the other thing is like, they can't read other people's minds or know what other people are thinking. Tell if they're lying, tell if they're telling the truth. And then she has all that covered. She's, I don't know. And then we get the stuff with her mother and stuff, and it gets hilarious.
Laksawana Troy.
Yes.
So this is a great fake out, right?
Oh, yeah.
So at right before we go to commercial break, 27 minutes and 30 seconds in, Geordi's plan to shoot the thing has not worked out. And he says, Mr. Logan, report to the bridge. And Troy looks at him like, oh, what's going on? And the navigator and the pilot look at each other, and Logan's like, on my way. And you think, like, I thought, I was dumb enough to think, Geordi's going to relinquish command. You know, he's going to do it. He's lost his nerve, as they say, right? And Geordi's talking to Worf about logistics for how quickly he can target lock something. And he's like, how quickly can you lock on target lock something? He goes, how fast can you lock on target? And Worf goes, fast. And then Logan walks up and he's like thinking, hey, you're gonna let me out of you're gonna let me in command, right? You can see him getting ready. And he goes, yeah, I'm putting you in command of the fucking saucer section because we're gonna separate this pig and we're gonna take the battle bridge and we're gonna fight this thing and we're gonna get Picard and the crew back and you're gonna take the saucer section and chill out somewhere safe.
That was a really funny fake out because it's all the buildup though of him laying in the coordinates, going back, the engineer being like, we're not
haven't even revealed
them,
it yet. Yeah, he's like, we're not leaving them, and now it's like, you just wanted me to leave them. And now they're flying. They warp like 30 seconds away, and he goes, all right, if we'd stayed, we would have been destroyed. You're in charge of the fucking saucer separation. I'm going to get him the fucking battle bridge. And he goes, it's risky. And he goes, yes, that's why we're going to separate. We're going to keep the 1,000 people on the ship safe in the fucking saucer section.
Exactly.
And we are going to go fuck some shit up. And Deanna Troi is like, hey, can I talk to you?
Yeah, he gets pumped. It's cool because we see Geordi as like a captain, not finally, but like sort of, we get a little glimpse of like what his future is as his career, because we only see him as a captain a couple times after.
It's like in the future too, I think.
Right,
yeah.
way far. But it's interesting to see somebody at the helm that, I don't know, like he is just he's also unique because of the visor on his eyes and all that.
Yeah,
and he's still young. He's not super old yet. It's like no one kind of. It's not that they don't trust him, but it's more of like oh shit, this is all really happening so fast.
And so basically,
Geordi watches his ship as like a parking situation. I feel this is like.
And Troy is like, aren't you nervous? And he goes, yeah. And she's like, you're not showing it. And he's like, deep down, I'm shaking. And she goes, well, yeah, but I don't think that Solus and Sue are handling it as well as you are. And he's like, they're fine. They're trained up. They're ready to go. And she's like, I know, but I'm just saying you have to fucking take a moment and give them a little inspiring speech. And they don't have battle experience. They draw strength from you. That's what really gets them. They look to you for guidance and leadership. And she goes, and he goes, like Captain Picard showed. She goes, you have to show confidence in them. And he says, like Captain Picard showed confidence in me. And honestly, like, we got to pause for just a second.
Yeah.
Who in the fuck is this Logan, Chief Engineer Logan? He's never been in the show before, right? And then he's just suddenly like, I outrank you. It honestly felt like
in opposition.
It felt like a Mandela effect thing. Like it was like, wait, am I in a new alternate universe where for the last 21 episodes, there's been a character named Chief Engineer Logan who's always talking about how he fucking outranks people? And it's like, no, it's just a guy that's...
It's just because he was so
it's just a guy they made up for this show, for this episode. It's strange.
It feels a very write what you know. It
Remember
feels like
when they had a lady chief
deal,
engineer? Wasn't that nice?
Yeah, but that was...
Oh, he was in Moneyball.
I was thinking, though, the other time when all the men were slaves on the women planet. Yeah. And all the ladies on the Enterprise had to link up. And there was a leader of each... There was a chief of each department, a senior staff. And they had their senior staff meeting.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? This should happen more often.
Right? Oh, he was in The Devil's Advocate. The guy who played that guy. Chief Logan.
Shit? Nice.
Yeah, dude, I scrolled past it.
Maybe he was a lawyer or something.
He was Mitch Weaver, Justice Department.
Oh, he was probably one of... he's a cop. He's an FBI agent who warns Keanu Reeves that his boss is the devil and that like his boss is a really shitty person.
Yeah, he's in one episode of Next Generation.
That's
so
funny.
This guy pops in just to be like, I outrank you. It's great. And then
he confronts people in The Devil's Advocate as well.
Yeah, he's good at confronter. And he is he was also in some Perry Masons. And now they're about to separate. And the battle bridge is Solus and Sue on the helm.
Yeah, it's reminiscent of
Geordi. Captain.
Yeah, Geordi is...
And then Worf.
Yes. But it's reminiscent of the whole like...
Look at that saucer
fucking, what is it? Major, giant drag... what is it called? not a kaiju, but the giant robots.
Yeah, the giant
mechas.
robots. Yeah, the mechs.
It just
Yeah.
feels like a mecha scene where, like, you know, they
The ship
each people get in their own bridge, and then it just all of a sudden you see these cool slow shots of the saucer separating.
We should go if I was
Everybody
a better.
always gets excited for the saucer to separate, and it's funny because it does call back. You'll see it. We'll see it eventually. The battle bridge is on the way to pick up, you know, Riker and the crew, and Riker's like, "Wait, you're separated? When'd you separate?"
Yeah, he was like, "Oh man, I love separating I love the battle bridge." It looks so weird, and that shot of the saucer separating and flying away while the battle bridge goes the other way. It's so the nacelles and shit, so crazy. This is where Picard is looking around. And he finds, he first off learns that Beverly Crusher's family was on a colony that got destroyed. Her grandma was an herbalist. And once the medical supplies had ran out, she had to use what was at hand. So she learned about roots and stuff. And then
just taught her.
There you go. And then she was one of the only people to survive the colony
and Picard, I
destruction.
guess, is just looking around and stuff.
And he finds a blinking light.
He's like, "Oh, wow.
A blinking light.
Bright. Let me press this button."
I would be
like,
nervous about what if that's the death button?
Yeah,
and what
right?
if that's the toxic gas
These
button?
fucking spikes come out of the sky and just start closing in on them.
So here it is. He turns it on, and it's a big computer console, and this guy, the peddler, shows up. Our dude from before. Now,
it's a hologram.
Something that we didn't mention. The first time we saw the peddler, this holographic salesman, at the end, he said weapons systems. He said, "We sell all kinds of weapons, and we even have complete weapon systems." Then it cuts away. And they kind of downplayed that. And now we find out this is the Echo Papa 607. This is the weapon system.
The granddaddy.
It's the ultimate in weapons technology, and it's attacking his people. And this guy's like, that's a demonstration.
Yeah, Picard's just basically drilling this robot / hologram. And, you know, the peddler is just giving him pretty basic information of just like promoting it and selling it.
It's like if you go to an expo.
Yeah, yeah. And it's actually kind of reminiscent of like, I don't know, just I was going to say Comic-Con when you were saying you should bring like a bunch of money, because it just felt like a huge supermarket too of like all these things and items and comics and like unique art and all these pieces.
They have
but
these,
I don't feel like they're pushing as much there, but still there's still these promotions of like, hey, do this or sign up
and
for
they
this.
they have these for defense contractors too, where you go and there's like they're showing you the weapon. Like,
I know,
it's
right?
remember Iron Man? And all the demonstrations that he did, like the Jericho missile and shit.
It's like, it's cool, I guess.
So Picard puts together that not only are the folks on the surface at risk from this weapon system, but there's also one of those things is after their ship, and he can't get it to turn off, right?
This is what blows my mind. It's like they're going through these motions and it's like clear what's happening, but then Crusher, I guess, has to say it for the audience or like tell Picard what to do.
Right?
It's so
She's
weird.
like, he's not listening. He's just trying to peddle stuff. He's the
it's
peddler.
a robot.
Don't you know he's the peddler? And the peddler
Like,
explains
he just
that
sells this item.
the peddler explains that the system has analyzed all the attacks, and now it's going to release the fourth robot, and that's the strongest robot of them all that Mega Man has to fight.
Yeah, right.
Oh no!
And that it just keeps. What is it? It's kind of like it's a language, or it's a learning machine where it learns and reiterates itself, and it reiterates itself, making next generation.
It improves the next robots that it sends out,
exactly,
right?
Yes.
And so they know that the next robot that goes out to the surface is gonna fucking kill Tasha Yar and Data. Maybe he's a robot; he's hard to kill. And Riker, right?
Yes.
And so they get to the hole, and there's no way they can get
right
down
as they
there.
Confront each other, or right as Picard's talking to the peddler and getting pissed off, we hear the other crew upstairs.
And we've got a ticking clock, Star Trek style. They have like 8 minutes. They have 8 minutes before the next robot shows up. And Data's like, I can just jump down there. And they're like, it's like
Riker's
30
like,
feet.
Dude, it's like 10 feet. Yeah, it's
10 meters.
What are you talking
about? And Data's
about?
like 11.5, but I think I can do it. And he just drops down and it's fine.
And Yar's
like, of course
what
he can.
What if you break your legs? Like, what if something happens?
He's
and Data's
Data.
like, I'm Data.
I'm Data, lady.
Yeah.
You are
he
a
just
pathetic
lands.
human.
Yeah, he just slams on the ground, and it's like this really funny shot.
So
and Picard does this. No, real quick. Picard does this cute, really like this cute little phrase. He's just like, Data. And Data goes, "At your service, sir."
Yeah,
He's
it's great.
I know what the fuck I just did. That was pretty cool.
He almost did like
the
superhero
Data.
landing almost. I
Yeah,
love
right?
that.
And he just gets right to work. He's helping Crusher.
So
And then
now
they're trying to figure out the computer.
we've got Geordi in the battle bridge in the nacelles part of the ship, trying to figure out how to take care of this robot so that they can beam the people back up to the ship. And then we've got Yar and Riker who are going to get killed on the surface if they can't disarm the weapon system, right? And so what they're going to do is they're going to fly as close to the planet as they can to get the robot to follow them. And this is when he gives them their speech. He says, you've earned the right to sit in those chairs. And he touches their shoulders and he goes, I got confidence in you.
Oh
I'm giving you a triumphant speech. And
Yeah.
then they're like, all right, we're ready to go, motherfucker.
This maneuver is pretty cool. What he does,
Right? And so so Data and Picard are watching this hilarious like Commodore 64 targeting sequence thing where there's like a triangle that represents the ship that's attacking the Enterprise.
Yeah.
And it's like flying around really fast around them.
It's like way too fast for
Right?
the sensor, you know.
And we've got Yar and Riker walking around. They're going to take cover when they see this thing. And there it is.
Yeah, and so then it's funny too because their interaction, you know, between Yar and Riker. Yar's like, maybe we could just like run away from it and get out of its range.
Oh, I was
and
fucked
Riker's
up.
like, out of its range?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
And she's like, don't pretend I didn't say that.
Yeah, she's like, it has
I was
no
stupid.
range.
I was
Yeah,
stupid. It has no
like-
range. Obviously, it's fucked up.
Like, we're fucked.
I was wrong. That diagram shows a square that's Riker
yeah,
and a
it's
square
Riker and
that's
Yar, yeah.
and there's a little triangle quickly flying
But it's
around them.
moving, yeah, it's moving way too fast.
And Crusher's like, why don't you just shut it off? And he's like, is that possible? And they ask to shut it off. And he goes, does that mean you're going to buy it? And Picard is like, yes, fine. If you're going to turn it off, fine, I'll buy it. And there it is.
And it's so fucking annoying because it's like,
But
you
why
want
doesn't the one
Geordi to
attacking
have-
them stop?
No, because I think it already what is it called? I think it already disappeared though by the end.
Well, no,
doesn't
look,
it?
they turned off the weapon system, right?
But that one's still
But still
out.
attacking the Enterprise.
It didn't disappear. You're right.
What the hell? And so basically
Because they had a hold of their communicators, and that's how they talked to Geordi.
And so he wants the attacker following them into the atmosphere, scanning for any disruption in the vortex. They're going to see the turbulence in the bubble behind them and kablam, blam, blam, shoot the turbulence. And then they do it.
It kind of reminds me of the maneuver in the Fantastic Four recently when they go into the black hole.
Right? It is where they
Kinda
make the
just like
Silver
they're
Surfer
leaning-
follow.
yeah.
They make the Silver Surfer follow them into the corona of the black hole, and the Silver
Yeah.
Surfer gets stuck there for like a month. And it's like, and then they blow up the little robot that's been
No,
shooting
I
them.
think because I was gonna say that though. I was like, wouldn't it be funny if Geordi just didn't get the satisfaction of blowing that thing?
Because
up,
it
you know?
disappeared.
Yeah, and he's just like, fuck. I was about to go into the atmosphere. I was gonna do this whole cool thing.
Right? And then Lieutenant or Ensign Sue is like, and we've got them locked on, and let's roll. We got the away team locked on. Let's fucking do it. And
They're
then
like, awesome.
they beam the away team up, and Picard walks onto the bridge, and he goes, Geordi, when I left my ship to you, it was in one piece. And Geordi tries to give him the con. He's like, hey, you can have the captaincy back, Captain. He goes, I'm not taking it back until my ship is in one piece, you fucking fucko.
But he kind of says it with like a grin.
No, it's
of like,
hilarious.
you can keep going. You can still be the captain. You know,
And he's probably got to take a shower. He's dusty
for
too. You know,
sure.
Picard is just in a hole, and Geordi's laughing. Oh, they're
he's so
all
happy.
laughing. Rendezvous at the
Yeah.
saucer section, and they never talk to Logan.
Ever
Again. And if I was Geordi, the first thing I would say is, Captain, I'm so glad you're back. Yes, I'll stay captain until we're reconnected, but this Logan guy, he's a real fucking dick, dude. Like, you got it. Like, if I was watching this as an adult back then when it was airing, I'd be like, oh my God, I hope that guy's never on the show again. Jeez, he's terrible. Oh my God. And so that was The Arsenal of Freedom. Isn't that a
Arsenal
crazy
of Freedom.
title? I've actually got on my notes, there's a bullet line that I never cover that says,
There's
what's
a
the
really
title
good
mean?
line.
And it's just
it's one of the lines.
Well, yeah,
the
but
Peddler says it, I think.
yeah, but why do they call they call it the arsenal of freedom? Like you have to have the weapons so that you have the freedom.
Yeah, that's
it's
the
just
line.
so
Yeah,
funny.
That's what
it's
he
like
references. It's like the absolute price of freedom is fucking power. Basically, it's kind of like the Tony Stark line where it's like, it's the best gun because you only have to shoot it once.
Yep.
You know, it's like, duh. And
my
it's
dad
so
said
fucked
it.
up.
My dad did it, just like my dad did it. We shoot stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of cursed, but I do like the Peddler a lot. It's a good character.
I thought this episode was a lot of writers. And you can tell because
It's
of how much is
stuffed.
going on
Yeah.
too. You can tell that they broke out into rooms and they were like, okay, you guys write the stuff down. You guys write the Picard Crusher stuff. You guys write the Geordie Troy stuff. There's just so much, like so many connections happening between the characters, and there's
But they
lots of
feel like-
there's Yar Riker
Yeah.
stuff that's really good.
But I feel like there's bigger things or like a lot of like lore drops that would be in like a movie or something, or even I don't know. Just
That
feels
whole
like a
thing about
bigger
Crusher's
event.
past,
Yeah,
and how
they just wipe over
throw that on,
or
yeah.
like Troy being like, you know, you got to be pumped and stuff. Was that necessary? That could have been like a 2-second conversation.
But it was
I guess
good.
it kind of was.
It
But
served-
it still
it's-
was good. It served
was-
its purpose.
This was a big time character driven episode.
Yeah, I think it was some whiplash because last week it was all about Worf, right?
Yeah, one character, and this was
Right,
all
and
the
this was
characters.
all of them kind of growing together.
And I love how Riker puts his foot up on stuff. The robots looked cool. I think that it's funny that they said the Ursal rope wars 100 times. These must have been left over from the Ursal rope wars. And
and then when Picard is like, "My God, you made a weapon that was too perfect.
yeah,
You
and
killed yourself, you poor fools."
and there's a great. I love
That's
how
pretty
like
clever.
so whenever the computer says something, it's Majel Barrett who played
Yeah.
Christine Chapel reading it. So when the computer has to be like this weapon 3.2 something, it's like she was in a vocal booth like recording that stuff.
Oh, I know.
And they made a weapon that killed them all, fucking idiots. And
It's like an extreme version of what's that called? The one machine that Kirk and the team broke, and Kirk was like, "All right, you guys figure it out," and he just left.
I can't remember.
They all like worshiped the machine, and they lived by the rules of the machine.
Oh, that Landru?
Landru.
Yeah, with the
it's
red
like,
time.
Yeah, it's like an extreme Landru episode
Kind of, yeah.
where
And-
it's like Landru went overboard.
And I, remembering back like to when I saw this when I was a kid, I didn't remember them separating the saucer as many times as they have. There's like 3 times now this
Yeah,
season.
there's been 3 times.
And because I remember watching Generations when they have to separate the saucer at one point and it crashes. And I remember like that
Jeez.
blew my fucking mind as a
Yeah.
kid. But it turns out that or maybe that was First Contact. One or the other, but
yeah.
the saucer section crashes and they separate it and stuff. and
Oh,
it blew
that's
my
right.
fucking mind. So what else? What do you think?
I don't know. I really like this episode. Again, this was nice because we see the whole team kind of grow up. And like I said earlier, that I felt like this was the first time they were really in danger, to where I was like, I didn't really understand what was going to happen next. And it was a nice surprise, you know?
And there's so many good writing tricks, like Crusher, the doctor, is the one that gets hurt, and so
Yeah.
somebody who's not a doctor has to help her.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
just so much of that shit.
The shit's just getting better, and Riker and Yar are like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Like, there's nothing to get out of this. And especially because I was been on that binge of like post-apocalyptic, like you're absolutely fucked scenarios. This just felt like one of those situations where it was such like a Gene Roddenberry-esque ending of like, oh, I'll buy it. Turn it off. Like,
yeah, that's totally something Kirk
three
would.
sentences,
That's
you know?
totally something Kirk would
and it
do.
just fucking all gets resolved. You know, it's like.
But it doesn't, because Geordie's still being attacked in the atmosphere. Like, didn't that bug get the fucking?
But I think it's the satisfaction though. They were like, maybe I think the one tweak would probably be Geordie shoots the thing and then they turn off the machine.
Right. Oh, that's how I would do it too.
You would just I'm sure
like
they wrote
Geordie's
it that
out
way,
of danger, and
but
then they get Riker
yeah.
out of danger. Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know. It's they had to fit everything in, but that would probably be my only tweak too. It's like, it looks like, or it seems like it was written to be that Geordi has his moment and then they fix the
right.
machine.
They're great. It's just
It's
so
like,
there's so much going on. It's so
it's just
dense.
funny. It is a very dense episode.
And there's lots of good funny stuff that happens. Can you believe that this episode that we just finished is the same episode where they talk to that Rice hologram?
Yeah,
that seems like it
that's
happened
crazy.
hours ago.
Yeah, and that scene was really clever too. I really liked how Riker just immediately read through it. There's just like, that's what's just so refreshing about Star Trek. People just, they don't make mistakes because they're dumb. It's like things have just happened to them and they just resolve it, right?
And situations like this can be so complicated that even though they basically have an immortal superpowered robot with them all the time, they still don't immediately get out of danger.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, so let's cut to the chase. How many Arsenal of
those
Freedom
little-
robots are you gonna give this?
I would give this a 4.
I'm gonna say a 4 too.
this
I was thinking the same
solid.
thing.
Yeah. I would recommend this one.
Every dialogue exchange is super pointed and necessary for the emotional arc of the character in this part of the story. It's just like one of the best written episodes that we've had all year for all season. And you really watch something like this and you go, wow, we're going to get very good sci-fi, like emotional character driven stories. So yeah, fours all around.
Yeah, for sure.
Love it. So what's hold on, we got which brings us to our final segment of the show. Captain, Adam and Al are recommending things. I repeat, Adam and Al are recommending things.
So it's this kind of dubstep trap artist. His name is Lyny, Liney. He plays some electronic music too.
Liney.
But it's called Noise to Dance To. And the cover is kind of clever because
cool.
it's like
little
simple
diagrams of dancing. Like it looks like
the
men's
bathroom
room
people.
signs.
Yeah, the men's room signs. The men's room signs and the ladies, because some of them have little triangle skirts, right?
Oh yeah, and they're all dancing.
Yeah, and I guess that's like gonna be his visual aesthetic, I guess, for the album. But it's pretty clever. It's
cool.
All really solid music. A lot of like,
what are comps? What's it like?
I guess I'm trying to remember. I don't know. It's a lot of hip hop influenced kind of beats, really cool dubstep, a lot of loud sub basses and basses. Just really I don't know. It's like another iteration of Troy Boy, who's another trap artist that does like really bouncy stuff like that. And it's kind of like if Timbaland like actually tried to make, electronic music. But
right
Timbaland's not as good as he used to be because he's using AI art.
Oh, really?
Crap. Yeah, he's an asshole.
Fuck
Anyways,
you, Timbaland.
Yeah, it's like akin to that, and like you hear these cool like influences from all of this guy's singles, Liney singles, and it's interesting to see that he's finally kind of carved out a sound, and the album's like pretty much all him. There's 1 or 2 songs that have other people on it. But yeah, I mean, this boosted him. He has like 2 million followers on Spotify now. So I was like, nice. Yeah.
Well, so good.
Yeah,
listen to
music to dance to.
Liney, music to dance to. And I'm going to do music too. And I can't remember if I've recommended them. I probably have, but they had a new album come out that I didn't even really know about. They're called Castle Rat. And Castle Rat is a band where the lead singer is like a lady, like a hot lady that plays guitar and sings, and she wears chainmail.
Yeah.
And everybody in the band like looks like a fantasy character, like a wizard or a whatever. Yeah. And they do like sword fights on stage, like kind of like Guar, but without the blood. And they like do magic and stuff. But the songs are very much like stoner
epic.
Sludge. It's like The Sword. It's like Black Sabbath, things like that.
Okay.
It's basically like your solid stoner sludge with lots of good guitar solos and great like epic like drum parts and just the like it's fucking they're really good. So check out Castle Rat. And also, since this is the last episode before Halloween, I rewatched all the Scream movies. They're a lot of fun still. Watch all the Scream movies.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everybody. And next week, we will be back to discuss episode 22 of Star Trek TNG. And that is called Symbiosis. Thanks for listening. Happy Halloween. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Trek in the Valley is brought to you by Adam Ordall-Quinnell and Al Hirt. The theme was produced by Al. The episodes are engineered by Adam. You can email the podcast at trekinthevalley@gmail.com, or you can search for us on Bluesky and Facebook as Trek in the Valley and follow us over there. Please be sure to like, subscribe, rate, review, whatever you do on your podcast apps. It really helps us out. And never forget, always explore strange new fucking worlds.